Today we're going to look at some balance and some ankle mobility and some strength. So we'll start off just by mobilising our back and our shoulders. So if you can stand, so you've got your feet are hip width apart. Your second toes are in line with your knees and your hips. Grow nice and tall. Imagine you've got a balloon pulling you up to the air. And then we're just going to very slowly lower down. So you're allowing your head to lower down. Uncurling. Right down. Small micro bend in your knees. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings, your lower back. If you want to, you can hold on to opposite elbows. Maybe just rock gently from side to side. Just do whatever feels nice for you. And then releasing your elbows and very slowly going to uncurl all the way up to stand. And then we're going to do that again. So again, checking to make sure your hips, your knees and your second toe in alignment. Growing nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And then gently lower your head, bringing your chin to your chest, curling your shoulders down. Just imagine one vertebrae at a time, very slowly. Small micro bend in your knees, feeling that stretch in your back and the back of your hamstrings. And again, you can either stand here, maybe rock gently from side to side, maybe holding on to opposite elbows. Just doing whatever feels nice, your neck's hanging nice and long. Then releasing your elbows if you're holding them. And then very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we're going to uncurl all the way up to standing. So we're going to do Warrior 3. So this works really strongly on your core, and it works on your ankles and your feet. So you're working all those tiny little muscles. So inhale nice and tall. We're going to exhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bend forwards from our waist. And as we're bending forwards from our waist, we're going to be lifting up our right leg. So you're coming so you're almost parallel. So your options is to stand here with your arms down by your side, or you can bring your arms out in front. So find a spot on the floor to help with your balance. Keep your foot flexed behind you on your right leg, and just gaze at that spot, stretching, reaching with your fingers, stretching that back, making it nice and long. So we'll now do Warrior 3 on the other side. So we're going to find that space that we're going to look at to help with our balance, pressing your right leg into the ground. We're going to inhale. We're going to bend forward from our hips. Keep pressing your feet into the ground. Leg up nice and tall. So your option is to keep your arms in front of you. Bring your arms out straight. Nice and long. Flexing that left toe behind. So you want to aim to be here for around 5 breaths initially, working up to 10 and then up to 15. And then when you come out of it, nice and controlled, bringing your knee up, straightening your hips. And back down. And then stopping. So now we're going to have a look at a tree. It's really good to do these 2 exercises, one straight after the other. So we're going to start by lifting our right foot. Place your foot on the ground. Press it in, spread those toes. Imagine you're growing roots into the floor. Engage your calf, your thighs, your glutes. Engage your abs. So your options are, you can have your toes resting on the mat, heel above your ankle. You can have your foot against your inner calf. Or you can have your foot between your thigh. Find a spot on the floor to gaze at. Bring your hands to heart centre. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. So your options to stay here, or if you want to increase this further, work a bit harder, maybe raising your hands. Maybe opening your branches. Maybe having your branches gently blowing in the breeze. And again, the aim is to start off holding this for 5 breaths, increasing as your ankle strength and your ankle stability improves. And then when you're ready, we'll bring your hands back to heart centre, nice and controlled, and gently release. Give your legs a shake. And then lifting your left foot up, placing on the ground, spreading those toes, growing your roots, engaging your calves, your thighs, your glutes. Your foot in the same position as previously. So pressing your leg into your foot into your leg. Hands to heart centre, finding that spot on the floor. And then again, if you want to challenge yourself further, maybe raising your hands. Maybe opening your branches. Maybe having your branches gently blowing in the breeze. If you did want to challenge yourself even further, if all this is becoming very easy and you're able to hold it for 10 or 15 breaths, you could just simply maintain this pose, but closing your eyes. And then when you're ready, just releasing. Bring your hands away. So we're going to come down into a squat now, so we're going to stretch out our Achilles. So bringing your hands to heart centre, coming down into a squat. If you need to lift your heels off of the floor, lift them off the floor. But if you don't have to, then keep your ankles and your heels down on the mat. Bring your knees out, your elbows into your knees, stretching out your inner thighs as well at the same time. Feel that nice stretch in the Achilles. And then coming forwards, bring your hands under the mat. You can come to tabletop. So bringing your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, your feet are out nice and long. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift our head and our hips to the sky. Exhale, we're going to curve forwards, tucking under our tailbone, tucking under our head. Inhale, head and hips to the sky. Keep pressing your hands into the mat. Exhale, curling under. And then releasing back to tabletop. And bringing your right foot touch just in front of your knee. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up nice and tall, and then bring your torso down so it's resting down on your thigh, both hands out in front. And then keep pressing your chest onto your thigh on your right leg. Keep pressing the back of your heel down. You should feel a nice stretch into the soleus. Keep pressing. Enjoying that stretch, pressing that heel into the mat. And then swapping over other side, so right knee onto the mat. Left heel just in line with the right knee. Coming up nice and tall, pressing your chest and your torso into your left thigh this time. Hands on the mat. Pressing your knee so it's over your toes and feeling that nice stretch in the soleus. And releasing back onto all fours. Hands are spread wide. Press your hands into mat. Your knees are under your hips. Then tuck your toes under. We're going to scoop our hips up into the sky into downward facing dog. That triangle position. Now if you've got really tight hamstrings, you might need to have a bend in the knee. If you haven't, you're aiming to get your heels down towards the mat, but you still might want to have a nice micro bend in the knee. Shoulders away from your ears. You're pressing your hands into the mat, you're pressing your feet into the mat. Now, if you've got really tight hamstrings, your heels may not be coming anywhere near the mat. Just have a small micro bend and you'll find that over time and practice, gradually your heels will be able to come to the mat. Shoulders away from your ears, your neck's hanging nice and long. You're gazing between your knees.